have arrived at the Yas Marina circuit on the Yas Island in the United Arab Emirates for the running of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the season. Coming into this week, one team has completed their lineup for next season. That team in question being the American-based Haas team, as they have announced after so much speculation that GP2 Championship contender Jared Fosbury will make his top-class debut with the team next season. Jared has had a brilliant 2018 season despite not winning a race this season so far. He currently lies third in the GP2 Championship with a golden opportunity to win it at the GP2 finale this week at Brazil, and his team ART have the advantage in the team's championship by being 12 points ahead of Spanish team Campos. Jared used to be a test driver for Haas last season after 3 seasons being the Ferrari test driver. However, for this season he hasn't been doing any testing duties and has instead been focusing on trying to claim the GP2 Championship this year, which, as we have mentioned, he has a good chance to do so, as he is 4 points behind Championship leader and the man he will team up with at Haas next year, Chris Chatfield. Jared will be over the moon to know he will be competing in the top class next season, and he'll be looking to do brilliantly in his rookie year. His announcement means Haas will be the second team on the grid to have an all-British lineup, with the other team being Ferrari, who will be retaining championship contender Amar Khan and 2-time world champion Joseph Willows. In terms of Roberto Garber, who was also a contender for the second Haas seat, he might find himself in a spot of bother. He does have a slim chance to be retained at McLaren next year. However, it appears that Kirishima De Rosa, Oliver Glazebrook and Nicola Zorbach are the more likely contenders for that second McLaren seat alongside Paolino Tomaselli. However, even if he does lose his job at McLaren, it might not be all doom and gloom for Roberto, as he does have a chance to return to Sauber next year for the first time since 2016, when the team rebrands itself as Alfa Romeo. However, he will have stiff competition for that second Alfa seat alongside Gabriel Gomez, with the likes of Andre Verderi, Bence Waldinger and the team's test driver Balint Zolga all being contenders along with Roberto. Although Balint, despite being the test driver, is seen as an outsider given that he lies 21st in the GP2 standings. It will be very interesting to see who McLaren and Alfa Romeo sign as their second driver for 2019 respectively, and whether Roberto will be able to save his top class career or not. And that is it for the penultimate episode of the GP4OC News Series 6. Just 5 more seats are left to be announced now, which consist of the remaining seat at McLaren, the remaining seat at the renamed Alfa Romeo, and the 3 biggest ones, which are the remaining seat at the renamed Racing Point, the remaining seat at Renault, and the remaining seat at Red Bull. The final team news of the season will break at the Brazilian Grand Prix next week. Who will get the final 5 seats, which drivers will miss out on a drive, which test drivers will be announced early, and who will be the lineup for the 2019 GP2 season? Tune in to the final practice session of the season next Tuesday at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache in Interlagos, Sao Paulo.